So today we're going to be looking at the indices, the Dow Jones, the Nasdaq, looking at the Russell as well too, which is something really interesting happening on the Russell, the S&P 500, we're looking at that. Also the mining sector, very weakness there. Not too quite sure about the mining sector, but we'll get into that as well too. Also looking at silver, something, I've got a couple of trend lines here that I've drawn here that I really want to share with you that I believe that if we can start to get above them, we could see some bullish moves out of silver. And the gold rush, which is gold, which is still setting up for potential, a really big sort of an explosion type of move. Also, what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk to you about there's a pattern that happened on the Russell the last couple of years, which is about one of the biggest patterns that if you ever see this, you want to stay away from it, because when it does break out, it's actually likely to be a false breakout pattern. And that's what I'm talking about. See back here, see how the market actually broke up and then it's failed, and then we had a big drop down from there to there. This pattern here, and then we hit through here, and this breakout here, I'm going to teach you exactly how to identify that. Also, I'm going to talk to you about how investors are still really greedy. Look at this here, we're still at the greed phase. And we're still at a lot of greed through here as well too. So there's a lot to go through. So let's get straight into it. Don't place a trade based on what you're seeing in this video, because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Alrighty traders, let's get into the markets today. Let's have a look at what's going on around the world. So let's start off with the good old Nasdaq. That's right, the good old Nasdaq. So inflation numbers came out and all that down home country goodness. And we can actually see that the good old Nasdaq is in this range right now, right? So we can see here that it had this low through here, came up, came down, and now it created another higher low. And now we're pushing back up again, right? So we're creating this higher low through here. So right now we are stuck between this sort of 14,500 level and around about this level up through there as well too, right? So we're stuck between these levels through here, down low through here, and now we've got a very nice move to the upside. So the really interesting thing about the Nasdaq right now is indeed that we have, let's actually bring up, yeah, it's not near the moving average yet, is it? So I'm just looking at where the moving average is right now, and we're still pretty far we're still far away from it right now. So I still see that we're probably likely to probably spend a bit of time just just a little bit more time going sideways through here. So we're possibly going to get a little bit of volatility, I would expect. So, and what I mean by that is possibly we start to see something like this here, right? So possibly we see something like this happening as the moving average starts to catch up, and then we start to have that move through there. So this pullback and what we're seeing right now, again, I wouldn't be too surprised to get a bit more volatility all through here before we do start to continue up, because we're starting to get pretty close to the moving average. We're far away from it now, but we are overall getting close to the moving average. Now, the big thing about the Nasdaq right now is, look at this here. Once we start to break up here, then we have, this is the ultimate high point up here. The next major level of resistance and support is probably around there somewhere, I would say. Looks like that's where it's done a lot of work in the past. So that'll be that level there. So that tells me that if the market does start to break up through here, we do start to break up, then we're probably likely to see a really nice move, like a really nice move to the upside. I don't think that's going to happen initially. The way that I'm thinking about this, guys, is that I'm thinking about that with the election year. I'm thinking that the market is going to have a bit of a drop first to freak people out. And the reason why I'm saying that is that, yeah, we may get a little bit more upside where we are right now. Okay. The reason why I'm saying what I'm saying right now is that if we still have a look at this fear and greed index here, we can see we're still pretty much at the greed level here. And if we have a look at this here, we're still up here. I honestly believe that the market needs a bit of a shock, because the shock, I believe, needs to come from a point of view of most people are still really bullish, right? Most people, especially up here towards the end of last year, people are like, here we go, right? Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. So here we go. And so therefore, you know, the market does the opposite to what we think, right? When a lot of people start getting greedy in the markets, you know, that's when you start to become fearful, so on and so forth. So when I'm looking at this level through here, we've had this very big move to the upside, and now we're coming down through there. We have a big rally. If the market does start to do something like this, like we do get like a bit of a breakout to there, I don't know, guys. I don't know. I don't see that being a big move, because I believe we need to be a bit of I believe we need a bit of a shock first, I would say. And a shock is coming from this. Investors are still pretty greedy through here. And as you can see, last time we got through here, that it just stayed up to here, right? And now that's the above 75. If we ever get to 100 reading, guys, just load up on shorts. If we ever get to a 0 reading, load up on calls, because it doesn't happen. I believe it will happen soon. But anyway, but as you can see, traders, right, like when we start to get above the 75 level here on the fear and greed index, yeah, the market may slowly continue up, but this is when the warning bells need to be up. Look at this here, right? Warning bells need to be on. And then the same thing for the 25 level, right? When the investors start to become pretty greedy below 25, it starts to warn the sign that just investors are starting to now get pretty fearful and all pretty greedy. So there's still a lot of greed in the marketplace right now, which does sort of get me thinking that, yeah, where we are right now, we may get a little bit more push to the upside, but it's probably going to be short-lived, and then there's going to be a freak out. And the freak out may be in February, March, April, May. I believe that it's going to go up, but then we're likely to go up a little bit, but then we're likely to have a really big pullback. And then after when it comes to the election time, guys, I believe the election time. By the way, guys, who do you think is going to win the election? If Trump wins the election, S&P 6,000, here we come, right? Let's look at the S&P 500 now. So S&P 6,000, here we come. So once again, the S&P 500 has had this very big move to the upside. And then now, look what's happening, right? Now, we had this very big move to the upside, and now we're just going sideways through here. So we're in a very strong bull market right now. I wouldn't be like, and this is that, looking at the S&P 500, we're right at this high level through here. So if we do break up a bit through here, guys, it's like, it hasn't, yeah, I'm still not seeing this, guys. Like we had this little pullback, and now we're getting ready to go again. Again, if we break up through there, guys, it's probably likely to be a false breakout pattern. And I would not want to be trying to go long this particular market anyway, as the market does something like that, because it's probably going to be a false breakout pattern to the upside. And it's probably going to suck a lot of people in. And then what may even happen is it does the false breakout. So we may do something like this first, right? We may do something like that, and then it comes down like that, and then we start to get the bit of a move down, and the moving average starts to come up like that through there. And then we get the false breakout move, sucks people in. Investors are greedy right now. So if we get we get a bit more upside move, that's going to become back to the extreme greed. It's going to be, and therefore I do see this thing having and then that may be the trap to get people back in before the market starts to sell off quite strongly in the marketplace through there. Let's go look at the Russell. Russell still, see, the Russell's actually having a real nice pullback. So look at this here, beautiful pullback. All right, we've got this move up through here. And what is a pullback, right? It's the terminology pullback. What does that mean? So if you have an upward trend, you have what? Higher lows and higher highs, right? Or if you have a downtrend, we have what? Lower lows and lower highs. Lower lows and lower highs. So with an upward trend, as the market's coming up, if the trend is up, then these little down periods through here, this is what's called pullback, right? A pullback is just like, it's just how markets work. I'll call them like refilling phases, reset phases, ready to go again phases, right? Because the trend's up. If the trend is down, then these little movements to the upside are just what? Pullbacks, right? They're pulling back against the trend, against this overall trend. And because they're pulling back, it's more like a reset phase. That's why whenever I'm trading, I'm trying to enter into a trade just here after the pullback and ready to go again. After the pullback and ready to go again. Same thing for the downside, right? I'm waiting for the market to pull back and drop after the pullback and get going again. After the pullback, get going. After the pullback and get going again. Makes sense? So that's what a pullback is. A pullback is not a change in trend. Some people think, oh, the market's going down, sellers are in control. Just depends, right? And it's actually reading that. What is that all about? If you actually, that second link in the description there, guys, if you click on that free trading course that I'm giving away, in phase number 2 and 3, I talk a lot about how to understand whether this is just a pullback or whether it's likely to be something like that. And I talk about a bit more about the strength of the pullback and a bit more advanced stuff there. So that free trading course, guys, second link in the description there. But when it comes down to my trading, guys, you can see here this very big move up. And I was actually talking about when I'm actually looking to enter in the markets. And guys, if you want to learn exactly my trading system, I'm actually teaching you all the details for free on my webinar that I'm running today. So that first link in the description, guys, click on that, go register for my webinar, and on the webinar, I'll teach you all the details and steps to my #1 trading pattern that when it lines up perfectly, over 90% win-loss ratio, it's an amazing trading pattern. It's my #1 trading pattern, and I'm teaching you all the details for free. I'm going to be walking you through dozens of trade examples as well too, so you can start to apply this in your own trading today as well too. Whether you're trading Forex or futures or cryptos, it doesn't matter. It works on all markets, and I'm going to teach you exactly step by step exactly what it is. I'm going to teach you exactly how to find these trades as well too, but also I'm going to be teaching you exactly what I did to go from $250,000 in debt with these markets to actually then making good money out of these markets. What was the transition to actually doing that as well too? So I've got a lot of stuff I'm going to cover for you guys for free on that webinar that I'm running today. First link in the description there, guys. Go get access to the webinar. So we can see that we have this very nice move to the upside, and now we're getting this overall pullback through here, right? So this overall pullback from there, and then I do believe we're likely to see something like that. See what I said before? Like trend is up, pullback, up, pullback. Up, pullback. We're probably likely to see an up move from here as well too. So that's the good old Russell through there. Traders, now let's go look at the Dow Jones. And the Dow Jones is, man, the Dow Jones is going to suck so many people in, right? The Dow Jones is going to suck so many people in. I wouldn't want to be touching this right now. Look at this here, right? Look at this here. So all this up move, right? You've gone to the gym for an hour, and now you're just doing this here. We get something like that, guys, which we're probably going to do. We're probably going to get that, right? And then guess what happens? And then it just does that on your face, and you're like, oh, the market's against me. The market knew what I was in. Like, no, you just don't understand the markets a lot more, right? You stay away. Take the mouse, throw it in the pool, flush the pool, bye, right? No touchy. And especially with the Dow Jones, I do believe we're probably likely to get something like this on the Dow Jones, right? We're probably likely to we may get a bit of a breakout to the upside, and then it does something like that, and then it fails through here, and we get the big pullback through there, and then we continue up, which to me is what? Up, and then down, high, low, and then away we go, right? So up, high, low, and away we go. Let's go look at the GDX as well. So the GDX, guys, let's have a look at this level through here, and the GDX is looking really, really, really weak. Look at this level now. I can just take everything off the screen here because that short-term level there, look at this here. We actually now double top, double bottom. Really no one's in control. This is actually looking quite weak overall. If I squeeze my charts up, just mining sector tried to go up, but it's just stuck here, guys. Look at this here. Really, really, really stuck here. We need some sort of strength here. We try to go up here by creating the higher lows, but now we're stuck. Same for the GDXJ as well too. GDXJ, again, we're just stuck in this range, aren't we? We're just stuck in this overall range through here, and we're not really galloping anywhere from there. Let's go look at the good old silver market. Silver market had a little bit of a flush down yesterday as well too, and then we came back up. So we're starting to get this level through here. I was actually looking for a trade for you guys that watched my video yesterday. I was looking for a trade here, but it just didn't give my entry pattern from there. If I take everything off the screen here for a minute, and then so I take everything off the screen through here, we're actually been coming down a lot through here. Again, silver is probably okay. Let's look at some short-term TA stuff here. Okay, so the short-term TA would be this. I'd want to see at least the market get back above that line through there for any bullish case scenario. Right now, we've done that through there. Right, we've broken it, as you can see, we're through there. So for this to become bullish right now, what I would want to see is this thing hold. It may come down a little bit, hold, and let's start to get back above these levels through here. Because if that's the case, then what will probably happen is that we'll have two levels of support coming into play. All right, well, this maybe there's a little bit of support level through. If we can come back up through here like that, we'll come back down to find a bit of support. like maybe something like that, and then probably like to see something like that as well too when it comes to the silver market from there. And the gold market, guys, the gold market is probably the one that I'm really, really, really excited about. I believe the gold market is just really, 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 really amazing right now, right? Really amazing. And I wanted to share this with you here, right? So this low, higher low, and we're still at this. Again, let's just look at this level through here, right? We've got this higher low here. So the gold market is still one of those markets that, oh my goodness, it's one of those, it's out of all these markets I'm looking at, gold is one of those things that's still setting up right now, guys, to potentially have a really big move. We're not there yet right now, but man, if we start to break above this 2,100 level, guys, we're actually really at this overall big, massive resistance level through here. Massive, massive, massive resistance level through here. So, man, once we start to break, we could be getting ready for a really big move back up to 2,500. And it's probably going to happen really quickly, guys. So I'm waiting, watching. Like I said in my yesterday's video, guys, I'm a Warren Buffett style of trader, right? I've been watching gold through. Now, I'm an investor in gold long term, but for a trading opportunity, right, I'm a Warren Buffett style of trader. I watch these things and watching, and then waiting for that right time. And then bam, bam, bam. Thank you, ma'am. I go. Right, because once this thing starts to break, guys, it is going to be on like Donkey Kong, right? On like Donkey Kong. And again, and I do see once it breaks that, we're probably like going to make a move up towards that 2,500 level pretty quickly. Right, that's what I do think through there. Again, I'm pretty sure that's that level through there. Yep, so that's that whole, and how I do that, guys, is as you can see, that's the major resistance level through here. That's the major support. I call this the channel projected target because we find the resistance on a channel. We find the support of any channel. We measure from the high to the low. We project that up just like that. And then wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Guess what? We end up finding that level through there. Make sense? So that's what I'm seeing through there with gold. Gold could be one of those big moves, guys. Gold could be one of those things. It's like, here we go. It could be really, 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 really amazing. Now, traders, one thing I want to share with you just before I finish up is that I was actually talking with my private clients today about some patterns that really suck people in when it comes to you get into something and it just doesn't move, and that's what I call flat trend and flat momentum. And what I mean by that is that if I look at two different things. If I look at say the moving average to me is like a momentum indicator, right? So like for example, right now with gold, what's the moving average doing? It's going up. So we've got a nice upward trend, right? Nice strong upward trend. So therefore we have strong momentum, and we also have strong trend, higher lows. So strong trend equals higher lows, and then strong momentum equals what? Strong moving average. But so if that's the case, that's where I want to be trading with myself. Again, guys, that first thing in the description, you'll be able to see all the details. And I'll overlay that with all the 4 different rules that I use when it comes to the trend and the momentum and the moving average. And I'll show you exactly how to utilize that on that webinar below, guys. But so if that's the case, then what happens when we get something like this? What happens if the market then, so this is an upward trend through here, or this is a downward trend. What happens if we're doing something like this? We have what? We have no trend, right? There's actually no trend. This is an upward trend. This is a downward trend. This is no trend. So that's no trend. And then generally speaking, you have this moving average coming up through here. So therefore the moving average is saying strong trend and moving average coming up, strong momentum. Strong trend, lower highs all the way down with a strong moving average. We have strong momentum as well too. So the moving average is the momentum indicator. The market is the trend indicator. If we have flat movement through here and the overall moving average is like that, right? And the overall moving average is flat. Now we have what? We have flat trend where remember, this is an upward trend, strong down, flat trend. Then the blue line is the moving average, which is the momentum. Now we have flat trend and flat momentum. Whenever you get that, if you get a breakout like that, a lot of the times it could be a false breakout pattern before it does something like that on you. And I'll share with you an example of what I'm talking about here. So you can see this as a real life example, is that this was actually happening on the Russell, right? This is actually an example I was talking about with my clients today, and I really want to help you here. Look at this here. So this breakout here, why did this break out but failed really, really quickly? What was it about it, right? So as you can see, look at this here. Look at this. See how that strong moving average there? And we had these nice little high lows through here. But what ended up happening through here? See how the market wasn't in an upward trend? It was just going sideways. So sideways market equals what? Flat trend. Then we have the moving average just doing that, which is what? Flat trend and now flat momentum. If you ever get a period like this, guys, in the markets, and then you start to get a breakout, there's a real good probability that it's now likely to be some sort of a false breakout pattern.